Hey everyone, what's up? I'm super excited to share that I've got a new project up and live, finally. I can finally talk about it. So I mentioned in a few vlogs and a few podcasts that I'm actually working on a new podcast in partnership with a company, a social media and digital marketing agency called C² Social. And it's here, it's called C² University. I will leave a link in the cards if you want to check out the full episode. But in this first episode, I sat down with the co-founders and we kind of talked about some of the things that we are really excited about for 2023 in the world of social and digital, some of the things that maybe make us a little nervous, some of our hot takes, just a lot of, social tea, let's say. I'm really excited for you to check it out. This podcast is going to give me an opportunity to touch on some topics that I don't really talk about so much on Freelance Friday podcast or even on my YouTube channel, individually. And I'm also really excited to be getting the perspective of an agency. I've never owned like a large agency. I've always had a team of 5 or smaller. So it's really cool to get this agency perspective to bring it back to you all, of course, as a resource. So I really hope you enjoy the podcast. I hope you check the full thing out over on their channel, but I am going to be posting after this some highlights and some of my favorite questions for you to watch here. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the things. And let me know also if there's any like social heavy content that you want me to get into for the C² podcast. And if you have any questions or anything that you want me to explore when it comes to agency life, I know a lot of you work at an agency or you want to own an agency. So let me know in the comments and let's hop into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am here today at a very special location. I'm at the C² Social headquarters in Boise, Idaho, with some very special guests. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Certainly. I'm Caleb Crail.
And I'm Cassidy Crail. As you can tell, we're brothers and co-founders of the company.
Awesome. And what does C² do?
So we're a full-service marketing company. We specialize in a lot of social media work, but we do kind of soups to nuts, anything that's digital marketing.
How did C² get started? How did you get to where you are now in this beautiful office? One of two, right?
Yes. Yep. So we're in our headquarters here in Boise, Idaho, and we have our Carlsbad, just north of San Diego office as well. And the story was really kind of humble beginnings and came about through necessity. Cassidy and I owned a chocolate retail store just outside of Los Angeles, a Rocky Mountain chocolate factory. So our goal, obviously, we understood the importance of marketing and what it plays to grow revenues and make a successful business. And so we turned to marketing solutions for our store, and we're really underwhelmed with the options that were available to us, and especially in the digital space. And so we took it upon ourselves to find a solution and get into the space, even though we didn't have a marketing background. And C² was really built from a perspective of the customer in mind, since we were the consumer, and kind of built it in a way that we felt made sense and would be successful. So we've always focused on products that are going to be, number one, drive results for our clients. I mean, when you're putting an investment into marketing, you need a return on that. And so number one, that's our priority. We also wanted to be able to keep customers at the forefront of technology and give great solutions to them and give great customer experience. And it's to any size budget. And you see that sometimes in the marketing space, the customer is everything. That's in our mission statement over here, but only if you spend enough. And you see that in some agencies. We really want that to be across the board for any client.
And now we're almost in 2023. Which is wild. So what are some of your predictions, or what are some of the things that you're working on with your customers for their 2023 strategies? Any trends or platforms that you're really interested in right now?
What's fun about digital is always evolving, and it moves really fast pace. A few things that we're keeping an eye on is Meta. Obviously that's been a staple product and platform for us and our clients. But certainly we're excited to see what some of the shift in focus from Meta from corporate. I know they've had a lot of challenges with the metaverse, and shareholders not necessarily excited about that. And they've turned their back a bit from the advertising side of their business to focus on the metaverse. So we're really interested to see if this recent changes that are happening and turmoil in their business is going to shift their focus back towards advertisers and their core model and helping brands be more successful on their platform, because there's been, quite honestly, it's been a lot of challenges on Meta and not a huge focus on the advertising side.
The game is a little bit different now because there's so much inventory that businesses have alternatives to Facebook. I mean, a few years back, they kind of treated agencies or businesses like, hey, you have to use us, so it is what it is. Now you've got Netflix that's going to monetize advertising. I mean, they'll probably have 8 million plus hours daily of ad space, and you've got CTV, and you've got all these platforms that are emerging.
Disney Plus
Disney
announced.
Plus announced that
TikTok.
they're doing ads. TikTok is a competitor. So you're no longer pigeonholed into just Google and Meta like you were in the past. And I think what we're going to find is the additional competition that's out there is going to force these platforms to reevaluate, how they treat their advertisers. I mean, I know TikTok or Twitter is another one that we're interested in just because of the acquisition from Elon Musk. And he's already hinted at the idea of, if I can make my advertisers more successful, then I'll win that share of business. And I think what we'll see is Meta and the others are going to do the same thing, or they're going to lose them to another platform.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I wanted to ask, how do you help your clients kind of take advantage of some of these new trends, new technologies? Because it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a smaller business. It's like, okay, I got to be on TikTok now. I got to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
How do you sort of guide them and prioritize the newness?
I mean, we like to walk before we run. And when it comes to new products, we usually run a beta test program, a beta program with any new strategies or new platforms or new product types that we roll out. And our kind of internal development team spends a lot of time understanding the trends and where the marketplace is going. But end of day, we don't want to put our customers into something that's not going to work or drive the right results for them. And so, we really try to take our time to develop the products and understand and see what effects a new platform is having, and then being able to roll that out in a bigger scale to our client base and say, this is working.
And I'd say sticking with stuff too.
Yes.
I think that's a big part of it is, we're guilty of that internally. I mean, I think every company is at some point is you try something and you only give it a couple of weeks or a month or two, and then you pull the plug on it because you don't feel like it moved the needle for you. And I think that some people just need to have a little bit of patience. Look at companies that are super successful. If they're updating their Instagram, they're updating their TikTok, they're producing great content, you can assume that's probably something that you should be doing too. And I think it's just having a little bit of patience to do some of it. And I mean, for us, a lot of our customers, we encourage them to do it outside of us. We offer those solutions, but if they don't have those resources, we encourage them to say, just post on Reels. You'll see that the value is there right now. They're trying to compete with TikTok, and TikTok also has a lot of value. Just do these things.
Yeah.
You can carve the time out or have an employee that can do it on the spare time, and you'll see the value in the long run. But a lot of people bounce too quick from things. That's definitely a problem.
Yeah, that is hard. The consistency is hard, but it is so worth it. I always am very open about that. I would have never built the platform I did if I just was looking for instant success. I mean, I was talking to like 3 people for, the first several months. Like no one was really watching, but I'm really happy I stuck with it. And I also think measure what you're doing. Like when you're doing those tests, just jot it down on a napkin. I don't care, a spreadsheet, whatever. Pay attention to those KPIs so you know how things are actually performing against one another. Because sometimes when you actually look at the data, you'll be really surprised.
Very true.
So I wanted to ask you a little fun question. Do you have any social media hot takes? I can go first. Mine is that actually businesses don't need to be on every single platform. I think that's something that kind of contributes to this overwhelm a lot of people are seeing is they're like, well, I have to be on every single platform and do all the things all the time. And I think if people focus on 2 core platforms, that's usually what I teach people, choose one that's maybe a little bit more SEO rich and then one that's going to be more viral or help you distribute. That's what I always teach, and start with that. Obviously, then when you bring on a team, if you hire an agency or bring on an in-house team, then you can expand. You can do more. You have more resources and more time. But if you're just a solopreneur, a small business, start with 2 platforms and get really good at that.
That's good advice.
A hot take for me is email isn't dead. I think a lot of companies kind of see that email is a thing of the past, email marketing. And I think if done right, it can drive some of the large yields for customers. And it really is a bottom of funnel conversion tool that companies can use. For example, we had a client of ours that did kitchen remodeling, and they had an email list of 10,000, so it's a decent sized list, but not huge. And in the first month through their email workflow series, they produced $38,000 in return on investment. And so it certainly has still a lasting power and is something that should be a part of your strategies as a company. One note I would say is don't do purchase leads. I mean, I think a lot of people think I'm just going to shortcut my way to an email marketing campaign of I'm going to go buy lists and just go blast it out and it's just spam, and that's not going to do, one, good for your brand, but also two, it's just not going to drive the same results. I think having email capture on your website, doing email capture campaigns to drive people there to provide their email address, or through customer purchases online or trade shows that you do. Keep just building those lists organically of companies that are interested in your products, and have a good series. Again, consistency is really important. Have really insightful information on that, very visually rich on those emails. It'll produce great yields.
Yeah, let's see if I had a hot take. I think I would say leverage user-generated content in a big way. I know we talked about video formats, but I mean, a helpful tip to anyone is you can use platforms like Billo and others that you can hire creators that can make user-generated content for you at a pretty affordable price, and use that in your advertising. I think that goes over extremely well. And then if you are going to do the influencer piece, I would say it's kind of tapping into the micro-influencer component, where you don't have to think of influencers as I'm going to go get Kim Kardashian or someone like that to represent my brand. There's platforms out there like Find My Influence and others that have a lot of creators. You can go on there and essentially put together a brief. So
sometimes even the more micro-influencers drive better results too.
They've got a better following, or they're more avid followers, or they're more believable when they talk about a product.
Yep.
And so, I think leveraging UGC and just the micro-influencer piece doesn't have to be like overwhelming where you're thinking, a big influencer campaign. Yeah. You can do it on your own. It's achievable.
Yeah, I think that unlocked a second hot take for me, which is bigger is not always better. In terms of influencer, even in terms of like email list size, sometimes having just a engaged audience is way more valuable than if you go out and buy 100,000 emails.
Absolutely.
Having 10,000 that are actually care about what you're saying
100%.
is way more valuable. And if you look at those rates for influencers, micro-influencers actually tend to have the highest engagement rates compared to like a celebrity or a huge influencer like a Kim Kardashian. Yeah. No shade to her, but smaller, I think smaller is better a lot of times. I wanted to ask you, a lot of my audience, they are early stage entrepreneurs, maybe they're freelancers, they're looking to build something like this. Like, if you had to give a couple pieces of advice for new entrepreneurs, new business owners, if they want to get to where you are.
Certainly.
Do you have any wise words for them?
I think the advice I would give to new entrepreneurs is, number one, you need a product people want, or a service. I mean, product quality is really important. I think that's the core principle of starting any business. You need to be bringing value to your consumer, whether it's a product or a service or educational information. Focus on product quality, and that goes a long way. And then I think just perseverance is really important. It's not easy to be an entrepreneur, and the entrepreneurial journey is not for the faint of heart. And there's a lot of ups and downs, and more downs than ups in a lot of cases. And so you just need to stay in the game and be resilient and go through it. Advice that we got from our dad when we were starting this business was, you just got to stay in the game. The day that you stop is the day you fail, and you're for sure not going to make it. So you just got to keep going, and eventually, you'll get your break and you'll be able to get through it. And so it's very rewarding, very challenging. Have a great product that's bringing value to your consumers, and just keep driving. Have conviction for what you're doing, and have perseverance to get through it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the longevity piece. I think everyone thinks that it could be a fast path to success, and they have to change their mindset to it is a long path to success, a very long one. Even if you're going fast, you could have incredible growth rate, and you'll still be surprised that it takes a lot of years before you feel like you're successful.
Yeah.
So that's why you should really do something that you love, because you're going to be stuck doing it for a long time. And so that would be a big part of it too, is do something that you're into, because if you sit around all day just thinking about how successful I am, you're going to get burned out really, really quick. And so I think that's important. The other thing too is, we talk with a lot of businesses, and a lot of those are startups. A lot of them are, right at the concept idea. I know you talk with them too. So I'm curious about your advice, but I think sometimes we deal with people that are shooting almost too high, where it's like, it's going to be such a rough path to get to pull it off. That sometimes for like a brand new entrepreneur is start small. You know, if you can create something that you can sell to your parents, to your family members, to your friends, then to your community, that's a good way to start and see if there's an appetite for it. But sometimes we deal with people that, oh, I'm going to create this app that is going to totally revolutionize distribution centers and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you better have a lot of money at your back, you know, to pull some of that stuff off, or you know, resources outside of that. So if you want to not, you know, don't get overwhelmed to the point where, you know, take stair steps to get there. Start small and get those wins under your belt, and then start taking the next steps of developing out things that are more extreme. I mean, what about you?
I mean, I think both of you took the words out of my mouth. Honestly, longevity, sticking with it. I think just playing the long game. You know, it's not a get rich quick thing. It's absolutely not. It's a long game, and you have to love the game too. Once you hit those milestones, once you hit those like big wins, they feel good.
Yeah.
But that's not every single day. Like, you have to enjoy the daily grind, I guess, or the day to day. And I also think, I like that you mentioned slow growth, or like intentional growth. You know, there's a book called The Minimalist Entrepreneur that I always recommend to people. And he really talks about just building a very lean business in the beginning, at least. You know, I'm sure when you all started, you didn't have this big, beautiful office, right? Like, you have to work your way up so that you don't spend all your money and are not able to fund your business. Because at the end of the day, you know, that's what separates a business from a hobby, is that you're actually generating revenue from it. So don't spend all your money on the flashy things just to look like a cool entrepreneur.
And if you have more intentional growth, your mistakes can be a bit smaller. Or if you're not going crazy, that could be it. You're out of business. If you're trying to go too fast, and those can be very costly mistakes. Because failures, it's going to happen. And you shouldn't be too concerned by failure. Just fail fast. Just figure out what you did wrong and not do it again.
That's all I have for you. We'll see you all on the C Squared Social channel next week. We'll be doing weekly videos over there. I'll be posting some of the content on my channel as well as on socials and all of that. But this was fun.
We're really excited. Yeah, we're excited about the partnership, kind of team up together and join forces and really bring some great value to the listeners. So thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Us too.
See ya.
Thanks, Gwen.